Another one? What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and of course, welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy Alvarin Spice, and we are back at it again with another catch-up. It is, of course, the weekly Manchester United podcast where we reflect on the game that took place and including your latest Manchester United news. Of course, we have Jerome, who's going to be joining us today, and part of the panel, and Ola should be joining us. But as always, I start it off. As I said before, get yourself involved in the comments. Remember to smash that like button and share across all social media platforms as we are live. And of course, follow Red United TV across all social media platforms by clicking on the comments and clicking on the Linktree link. We are live across Twitch and also on YouTube for today's podcast. Get yourself involved because we've got so much to discuss. As I wait for the panel, I will kick off the show. We've got so many things to talk about. Bruno Fernandes blaming the players, especially the game against Bournemouth. And of course, Matheus Cunha's transfer. Is it close? We shall find out as news has come out regarding Matheus Cunha and any other Manchester United news we will discuss. But sit back, guys, because yesterday was one game against Bournemouth where I think that Manchester United just went at their absolute best. Bournemouth are a better team than us, which we can agree and understand. But hey, what a game for us to watch where we was just truly disappointed. I'm not even surprised at the team because the team struggled to score goals in general. And against Bournemouth, until the last minute, they finally got a goal in the last dying second. It happened to be Rasmus Højlund who has his first goal, God knows how long. I would say, 12, 15 games since he last scored. Bruno Fernandes not really impressed, thinking that the team can do more in terms of their performance. Ruben Amorim, we don't even know what's going through his mind because Manchester United himself have not been doing well. And the amount of times he's probably spoken to them, telling them about them being in the wrong position. I can only imagine he's probably frustrated and just simply had enough. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, guys. Strap up. Get ready for the show for the next couple of, 42 minutes. We talk about the game and also Bruno Fernandes. Jerome, if you can just tilt down your screen a little bit so you can just reach my height. Yep, that's perfect. Perfect. Synergy, that's what I'm talking about. Camera synergy, that's what we need, man. Smash that like button, guys. Let's get straight into it. Jerome, big up to you, my bro.
Yeah, big up, man.
How you been?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been a good weekend. Finally, we didn't lose in the league, but yeah, man, all roads lead to Thursday. But yeah, I'm more
You just sort out my sound.
Oh, yeah, sound.
I just sort out my sound. I just clocked that. Yeah, I'm good. As you were saying.
Yeah, man, all roads lead to Thursday, and yeah, just try not to get stressed out too much over these results, especially because our rivals are like winning titles and stuff and getting to finals. But yeah, just have to take each day as it comes and just try and remain as positive as we can be, really.
Remain as positive as we can be. While our rivals, of course, congratulations to Liverpool, who finally equalized our Premier League record, or to actually league title wins, which is 20. I don't think I'm not too sure if we can ever sing 20 times Manchester United anymore. Or we can probably still do that because we've won the Premier League 20 times. But what a day yesterday. A boxing spectacle for those who was tuning in on Saturday. Chris Eubank Jr. winning on a majority decision on points, going 12 rounds. We'll probably discuss that later on for after effect talk. But yes, let's go straight into it because, of course, it is Bournemouth 1. Manchester United 1, only collecting 1 point. Manchester United right now, I don't even look at the league table anymore, Jerome, because I'm scared to see if we're sitting on 15th or 14th. I don't know which one's worse. But thankfully, Tottenham lost yesterday, so I'm assuming we are still 14th in the Premier League with no progression.
Literally no movement. All it is that we're staying in 14th or 15th with no possibility of moving up the table. Because we keep dropping points, that the teams above us keep winning. So it's just like we're just stuck in the same position no matter what result we have.
Yeah, no matter what result we have, we don't go up, we don't go down, we just don't progress. We stagnate in that same position. But let's go straight into the match because let me kick it off because Manchester United, not surprised, Jerome, not surprised against Bournemouth. Went into that game, I think many Manchester United fans went into that game knowing that, Bournemouth, tricky opposition. They've done well, but despite that, their last current form, I think haven't had the best form in the last 5 games. But we also we haven't had the best of form. But we know that we're playing against Bournemouth who are capable of beating us, and we go into that game, especially the game just before Wolves losing that, and then losing the game against Newcastle, thinking, this is probably another game where we can probably just drop points and probably end up seeing ourselves 15th or 16th in the league by the end of those 3 games. But luckily, hey, we're still in the same position. But Manchester United against Bournemouth yesterday, I know, Jerome, you didn't bother watching that whole 90 minutes. It's not worth it. But I'll be honest with you, the first 45 minutes, Manchester United was absolutely poor. And without creating any real fuss in that first 45 minutes. As usual, Manchester United unable to create chances, create anything, one-on-one opportunities. The good opportunity that Manchester United created was in the first half when Bruno Fernandes happened to find Alejandro Garnacho, and all Garnacho needed to do was to lob the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper did well.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Kepa, for some reason, forming at Bournemouth, find a finger to it to redirect the ball to go into a different direction. We conceded that first goal. I'm not even surprised. It came from that side of, I think, the left-hand side of Manchester United. Somehow Semenyo managed to get that shot off, and the ball kind of did deflected off of either.
Yeah, I think there was I don't think it went smoothly. There was a slight deflection.
And I want to say Luke Shaw.
I think Luke Shaw was in the picture. He kind of put Dogu in danger with that pass, and that's how Dogu lost the ball.
Absolutely.
And then Semenyo cut in and shoot. But yeah, I can't remember who it deflected off, but I don't remember it being Shaw, to be fair.
I remember seeing Casemiro in the picture of that, and then just went straight into the back of the net. Yeah. Obviously, we know that Andre Nana's incapable of saving these kind of shots. To be fair, we can't really blame him. But every time I see Andre Nana concede, he just looks silly. He just looks silly. You know the mistakes he's had and his reactions. He just looks silly. But then Manchester United themselves going into the second half, you started off badly. in the same way they started off badly in the first half. Didn't create much, Jerome, at all in the second half. Although we made the changes, the substitution, in my opinion, never really had the impact that they were supposed to have. In terms of the substitutions that they made, when they brought on Obi, I'm seeing a player that's not confident at all when I see Obi come on playing alongside Rasmus Højlund, who eventually got the equalizer in the dying seconds of the at injury time, and in the way he celebrated as well, man, bro. Jerome, I'm tired of the way he celebrates like he's scored on a regular basis. Pick up the ball and run.
I'm tired of all the teams
that
score. When the defenders score, you can understand them celebrating. But when it's the forwards that haven't scored in ages and then they score one goal, and like you said, they're acting like they're serial goal scorers and like they're scoring with some sort of confidence and arrogance. I'm just like, just get on with it. We haven't even won the game. Right. Try and just get the ball back and see if we can get a winner. Like, the mentality of our forward line is just terrible. Like, we haven't got that winning mentality where there's just clinicalness and you just expect them to score. It's like, if they score, it's like, wow, they actually scored. Like, that's the kind of mindset that we've got now, where we're not even expecting our forwards to score. We're looking at other areas of the pitch to get goals because it's just diabolical at the moment. But yeah, you need to stop all them celebrations because it's getting a bit cringy now. Like, just try get in a rhythm, try get on a scoring run, and then you can maybe start doing all of that. But when you're scoring like 2 goals, I think it's twice in 29 games, something ridiculous like that. You just need to humble yourself because it's embarrassing, and it doesn't look good on us sitting 14th, 15th in the league and we're celebrating goals like we just won the World Cup. Like, we need to allow that mentality.
100%, man. We need to allow that mentality. That, like I said earlier on, him celebrating that goal. Yes, it's nice to see you celebrate the goal, but pick up the ball from the back of the net and run straight, not go run to the fans and fist pump and all that kind of stuff, wanting to cry again. Because that's what I know Højlund for, crying because he hasn't scored for a very long time. But that needs to change, man. I don't think Manchester United can continue with the striker and Rasmus Højlund. But I'm happy he got the goal. I'm very sure his fanboys are happy that he finally scored after God knows how long. But my concern is that Manchester United just don't have the players at all to score goals. Even we've said, bring on Tudor, but which I highlighted early on. When I watched him play, and each time he's come on, I don't think he has the confidence. Or he's just nervous.
I can kind of see why Amorim hasn't been starting him. Because remember, Amorim said a couple of weeks ago that he's just focusing on the Europa League and he's going to start playing the youngsters. But I think he kind of just backtracked on that. I just thought, you know what, these youngsters ain't ready for this sort of environment. Let me just play with the regulars that are used to this setting and just see where it takes us in the league. And in the end, Amorim picked a strong starting 11, which, to be fair, is understandable because we had the whole week off and you kind of need to get some fluency and momentum in for the game on Thursday. So it did kind of make sense to go strong. But yeah, I don't think Obi's ready. He's not ready. I think he just needs to have a good pre-season down him, get used to the players, and then hopefully he can become a bench player next season and get more minutes. But as of now, I can see why he's not starting. And even though Rasmus ain't scoring any goals, he's on number 9 at the end of the day. So, and he's on our only main option that's got experience. So it makes sense to start him because we don't want to destroy a young player that's not ready. So I rather Obi just get eased in slowly but surely, because the environment that we're in at the moment, where the team's not clicking, it's not healthy for a new player to come in and expect them to start hitting the ground running. So just ease him into the team slowly is a good idea.
Absolutely, man. Like I said before, he ain't ready, man, and I completely see it. He's not this. He doesn't seem like the confident player that he is when he's playing for the under 21, also the under 18, because he's making the runs for the under 21, screaming for the ball. I've noticed that he does scream for the ball, and the great thing about him is that he had 2 shots on goal, whereas we waited until 90-something minute to see Rasmus Højlund finally have a shot on goal.
Højlund, I don't
That's the
understand.
difference.
Yeah.
So he get.
No, I was gonna say with
I
Obi, he's got.
don't know.
You can see that he'll have the fundamentals and he'll know how to like get in the right positions and kind of anticipate where to be, which is good. That's good signs for the future because you need that. You need to be like a goal poacher and know where to be and where to position yourself and to get shots off. But for the fact that Rasmus is not getting shots off, it just shows you that he doesn't know where to be on the pitch. He doesn't have good movement. Hopefully that's something that he can develop because even though I know there's a few fans that want Højlund gone, I can't see anyone buying him, to be honest. If he did go, it would be a loan with an option or obligation to buy. But I guess if we were to get some forwards in, then maybe that might encourage Højlund to force a move himself. But at the moment, it's just like, yeah, we're feeding off. It's just scraps at the moment. We can't keep blaming like creativity. That as a forward, you've got to take responsibility and go in search of the ball and take the game by the scruff of the neck and get some shots off and get yourself going, not just doing cardio, beat tests, just running all over the place, but not doing nothing. We've seen it far too long now. Like it's been this is the second season, and it doesn't feel like there's been any progress. Mm-hmm. So there's a term called insanity. You're doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's what we're seeing at the moment. Because I can see Amorim stressed out on the sidelines, just thinking, "This is all I've got." He's thinking, "This is all I've got, lads." Like it's Højlund or Obi, and I don't want to destroy Obi's development. But yeah, as you said there, Obi's definitely not ready. But we just have to go with what we have at the moment. And it's crazy how we spent all this money and we ain't got a proper strike force. It's just crazy. But hopefully, long term, Ineos can fix that because our transfer strategy at the moment it's improved from this season, but the previous season has just been diabolical.
Yeah, it is. It is. And your thoughts on the game as well against Bournemouth, considering that you only watched the highlights, man. What was your overall?
Yeah, from what I watched, from what I've seen of the highlights, obviously there would have been a lot of like plays missed off, but I would say that the goal that we conceded, that was, in my opinion, that was easily avoidable. When I saw Onana pass it to Shaw, it was almost like Shaw was literally like 5 yards to him, like almost adjacent to him. I was just thinking, why don't you just boot it long? That there's no options. That everyone's being man marked, so he might as well have just booted it long because that's what Shaw would have done. But maybe the managers enforces passing out from the back regardless. So I can't really put too much blame on the players, but it just felt like he just passed it to someone that hasn't got any options. So he's passed it to Shaw. Shaw's passed it to Dogu. Dogu's marked. He hasn't got anyone to pass it to, and then he gets dispossessed, and then they just score. And for the fact that it was from our own free kick that we just handed him the goal, it was a bit frustrating to see. Like when you want to concede a goal, you hope that it's a well-worked team goal that you can see. It can be like fair play, that was good play, but you're just handing out goals left, right, and centre and making life difficult for ourselves. But in terms of possession, we did improve on possession stats. From what I saw, for some funny reason, we had 25 shots in the game, but it didn't feel like that. It just felt like a lot of wayward shots from outside the box that weren't really going into anyone. We could have just mainly probably focused on our build-up play more, and it only looked like we could do something when they went down to 10 men after the VAR call. And then obviously we had more control of the game, more of a foothold. And obviously that's when we got the equaliser deep into stoppage time. And even the goal itself, it was just like, I think it was Ugarte that tried to shoot, miss-hit it. And then Højlund just rebounded it in sort of thing. So it was a scrappy sort of goal, but obviously we'll take any goal at this point. And it was a relief not to lose because we've just been losing. It feels like we've just been losing every single league game. And I can't believe we haven't won 2 league games in a row all season, which is crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. But overall, I can see that what Amorim's trying to do, but we just don't have the players to do it. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you. And at the start of the game, I didn't expect us to beat Bournemouth, so a draw is okay. But when you look at the way the game played out, if we went for it more and concentrated more and didn't do too much sloppy play, then we could have probably got 3 points. I don't really see that Bournemouth have much to play for, really. They were in 10th place, and yeah, they're not really going anywhere, really. So it was just more just like a free hit. But it's good that they what do you call it? That Amorim put, like I said earlier in the show, that he put a strong team out, because we're gonna need to be at our best and fluent and be more fluent when we're playing Athletic Bilbao. But yeah, it's not much more to say on the game, really. It wasn't really that eventful, but obviously it's good to see that we had possession stats and more shots on goal, and we had more of unexpected goals away from home, because Bournemouth is a tough place, and obviously they beat us comprehensively at Old Trafford. So yeah, if we take anything at this point with the manner and the way we'll be losing games every week.
Before I get to Ola just left us. He was about to let him know that he's upside down.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Chat. I mean, in the video. Yeah, but before, I'm sure Ola will jump back in before I get to him. But big up Roderick that says big up. And of course, let me just get to Ola just before I introduce him. Yes, and of course we've got AI Matt that says I really rate Benjamin Sesko, but we don't have 60 million to buy him. He is everything that people thought Højlund was going to be. Big up Ola as well. Thank you for joining us as well. Let's get your.
Back again. I don't know.
That's the thing is we can hear you.
We can hear you, yeah.
We can hear you. Yeah, jump back out and come back in. But yes, I was saying AI Max says I really rate Benjamin Sesko, but we don't have 60 minutes to buy him. He's everything that people thought Højlund was going to be. Well, no, we thought Højlund was going to be Erling Haaland.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we thought we was buying and bringing into the club. But unfortunately, no, we got the wish version, like we said. Here's what it is. Your thoughts on that comment before Ola joins us. Your thoughts on that comment, Jerome, about what AI Max said.
Yeah, in terms of Benjamin Sesko, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know too much about him, but obviously he's a young prospect at the end of the day, and he can't be any worse than Rasmus. Like, obviously, I personally think that Rasmus is probably the worst or one of the worst number 9s that we have. So bringing in Sesko, it would automatically be an upgrade, because I don't think any striker we get could be any worse than that. But in terms of 60 mil, I just don't think we have those finances, and I think it all depends on whether we get the Champions League or not by winning the Europa League. That will determine our finances. Mm-hmm. But if we're already getting Cunha, which is over 60 mil anyway, then I think we're going to end up getting a cheaper striker. I don't think we can afford to. I don't think we can afford to get Sesko and Cunha in, because we've got other areas of the pitch that we need to strengthen as well. But if we didn't get Cunha, then yeah, Sesko would definitely be an option. But yeah, it's just all about the transfer fee at the end of the day. And yeah, I know that I know that Sesko is going to be in demand. There's quite a few clubs that are in for him. So if we ain't got Champions League football, it's going to be hard for us to convince these sort of players to come and play one game a week.
I think Manchester United can convince people to come without Champions League. Ola, I'm going to go to you. Can you hear us first of all?
Yes, I can hear you now. But yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, your thoughts on the Bournemouth game? Yeah, your thoughts on the Bournemouth game. Go ahead.
Game, I think we all know that we don't really have anything to lose in those games, and we are focused on winning the Europa League. So I think, but for a team that wants to play a very crucial game in the Europa League this week, I didn't see anything that is making me feel like these players are going to step up for the Europa League game, and that is where I'm worried. The intensity, the way they played in that Bournemouth game was really poor. And Bournemouth, they were not the best of side. They didn't really play exceptionally well that day, but you could see them fighting for every ball. You could see them pushing, trying to get everything done on the field of play. But with Manchester United, I don't know what's wrong with our players, but they just seem to be slow. They seem to just like make the wrong decisions when it gets to key moments. Even the way they play, like there's that energy, that tenacity, the intensity you want in a game. We don't see it from our players. And it's just so sad that at this point we know that yes, the Europa League is our only hope. That's where we can get Champions League football. That's where we can win a trophy. Yes, we know all that. But then we should see something in these league games. We should see a build-up to us wanting to go and win this Europa League. That if I watch that Bournemouth game, I would say I'm not excited and I don't believe we can actually do anything against a very good and a very compact Atletico Bilbao side. So I feel like I'm more worried about the Atletico Bilbao game than even the Bournemouth game. But because the Bournemouth game is not showing me enough, it's not giving me enough confidence, it's not giving me something to hold on to and be hopeful that yes, come on Thursday, these players are going to be up for it. These players are going to turn up and deliver for us on that day. And that is where I'm worried. The point won't really do anything. We know we can't get relegated anymore. There's nothing to be scared about, but then the performances are supposed to improve. And it's just baffling that the performances are not really showing me. It's not making me feel excited. Yes, I'm still going to back the boys on Thursday, but then I don't know what to expect on Thursday, guys.
Doesn't know what to expect on Thursday. Broderick says, facts, we needed momentum coming into Thursday. And Manchester United have not been building any momentum going into that Atletico Bilbao game. And I can agree with with being worried about that Thursday game, especially for the fact that Bilbao themselves are in the top 4 race and we're trying to survive.
You know, Bilbao, they don't concede many goals as well. Their defensive record has been good across the board this season. So they got a good defense. We don't score unless we're playing against 10 men, it seems. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one on Thursday.
Yeah, I just feel like with the Europa League, we just find a way to score in the Europa League. I don't know how we do it, but most times we tend to score more in the Europa League than the league this season. That could be another thing we can just hold on to. Yes, we are going to be playing against a very defensive, like one of the best side defensively this season. But then the Europa League is just like there's just this different feel about the Europa League, and we have gotten goals there, even though we've conceded a lot there too, but we've gotten goals. So let's just be hopeful that will continue. Because we need to get goals, guys. We are playing against we play against defense that are not even as good as this one we want to play against, and we still struggle to get goals. So I don't know what's going to happen in the game, like I said earlier, but we just need to get the goals. Anyhow, those goals are going to come. And I was hoping Ahmad would be back earlier. I was thinking Ahmad would be back for this game, but I'm not sure he can make it because that's one guy that can add more to our attack and give us more force going forward. But I don't think he's going to be for that game, and that's also worrying. Zexi, who has suddenly found form. He started doing a lot of things right. He started like everything was looking good. He got injured, and now we are stuck with the only man that we all have. We've had to manage him throughout this season in Rasmus Højlund. We've stuck with him. We are stuck with him, and now we need to see him play on that day and hope that he's going to deliver for us again. So it's just a lot.
Yeah, that hope is very slim. I'll say that a lot. Let me move it up to Bruno Fernandes. He was, as you can see there, Bruno Fernandes blames players. He points fingers at the players. If I be precise from what I read, I just altered the title to give that attraction. He pointed fingers, didn't even blame people. I just changed it for clickbait. But yeah, Bruno says strikers are about. He's talking about Rasmus Højlund. Striker is about scoring goals, and we all know that. He knows the responsibility of being the number 9 of United, and he has to score goals. That's the demand of the club like this. Not only for him, but for everyone else. So that's where Bruno Fernandes points fingers at everyone else, despite Rasmus Højlund not doing the job he's been hired for. Everyone that plays here who has the quality to get into the box to score goals has to do it. Today, it was Rasmus, and everyone is very happy to see a striker scoring goals. Hopefully, it's going to give him a little bit of a push for what's coming. So, of course, as you guys know, Rasmus Højlund has 9 goals and 4 assists in 46 games across all competition for United this season, and he's struggling to have typify the team as a whole. And you know, Ruben Amorim's 6 had 25 shots in total against their opponents and were down to 10 men for the final 20 minutes, but only netted late on. That is Bruno Fernandes' thoughts on Rasmus Højlund. I keep saying that. And is Bruno Fernandes right?
Yeah, Bruno.
And that's the question to you guys.
Bruno, Bruno, he's a talker, isn't it? That Bruno. Like, he talks about everyone else's performances, but sometimes he needs to look at his own performances as well and his leadership on the pitch. But I just reckon that he's just trying to give Højlund some encouragement, just hoping that he scored his goal and now he can bring that into Thursday. Because as I said in the start of the show, all roads lead to Thursday. That's all that matters now, to be honest. What's done is done in the league. We're not going to get relegated. So Rasmus just needs to get his scoring boots on for Athletic, because let's be honest, the Athletic, they're going to be our toughest team in the Europa League. Everyone else has kind of been substandard in terms of Europa League level. So I just hope that goal that he scored in stoppage time against Bournemouth has given him confidence that, right, I can do this now. I can go to Spain and start scoring, because your career's on the line here. Like, we can't have 2 years of mediocrity. You've got to show us something this season. So I just think that Bruno, you just wants him to do well, innit? He's trying to show some sort of leadership, but I think overall, Bruno just thinks Rasmus is shit, if I'm going to be honest with you. But you got to say the right things and just hope that your teammates perform. But we can all see, the whole world can see that Rasmus he's not ready to lead the line, and I don't think he ever will be, to be honest. Like, I know some people are saying that give Rasmus a third year to learn under another striker, but this ain't an internship to come and learn under another experienced striker who themselves would be new at the club next season, and hope that he starts scoring. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, we haven't got time for that. Like, if we're winning, like Man City or Liverpool, then you got time to give people work experience. But we don't have that luxury right now. We need players to just start firing now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be honest with you. Yes, Rasmus as well. He's entitled. I mean, his job is to score goals, and he's been poor. And I just don't see him improving. This is his second season, and Bruno's absolutely right. And Bruno can say that other players as well are meant to score, but honestly, strikers are brought into the club and pay these money to score goals. Yes, the others can chip in, but mainly the main person who gets the goal is the striker. He's meant to get majority of what, let's say, it's 100 goals. The striker needs to contribute to at least 60-70% of that. At least, in my opinion, people may say 40% towards the whole 100 goals. Let's say, just say Manchester United scoring 100 goals this season. The main vocal point is the striker, and we play our football, or I believe Amorim plays his football to find the striker, so the striker can prevail and do well. If you look at how he done it with Sporting, Gyökeres scored majority of all the goals, and the way the team played for him, they played for Gyökeres, the striker. They worked the ball straight to the feet of Gyökeres to score. But let's see. Ola, you still with us, yeah?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's better off to switch your you switch your camera, because I think you're reacting slow, so it's not capturing your frame.
I think the weather here is really bad
per second.
The network, I don't know, and once it's falling, it affects everything, both network, electricity, everything is affected. Wow. So I just need to manage that. But on what Bruno said, I feel like Bruno he has a good point, because the coach will be the one to come on the pitch and play. He can only just set the tactics and set everything, and the players need to go out and implement what the coach has done on the training pitch now in the game and try to get results. And I feel like the problem with this season is not the fact that we are not creating chances. We are creating chances, but we are missing a lot of chances. We know how many chances. Only if I should pick one player, Garnacho, for instance, Garnacho has missed a lot of good chances this season for us. And if we had someone better in that position, someone that can take chances, those chances that he has missed could be the difference of us being in a way better position this season. And football is a team sport. As much as you need your striker to be the focal point, you need him to be the one to score the goals and deliver for you. You still need every other player to chip in some goals here and there. We saw Bruno step up in the last month, and he was scoring goals for us, and he was instrumental during that period. And if you get that from Garnacho, if you get that from Højlund as a striker, if you get that from if you go from Casemiro, if you go from the defenders here or there, before you know you are in a better position. As much as we have to rely on the striker to get us the goals, we know we don't have a good striker. We can't, and I don't think he should get any more time. Yes, he came in. I feel like a lot of these are our players. As much as we want to blame them, they came into a system or an environment that is not the best to learn under. That's not the best to grow. We know that. But if you are a good player, you should be able to deliver when you are in that position. And Garnacho, for one, this season, as much as I rate him highly, I was seeing him as a young player that could get to any level because he has the skills, he has everything. But then this season has been really poor. His decision making has been poor. No communication between the striker and the players around them. It's not all about, and that's one thing about Bruno. Bruno will come on here, will be shouting, be mourning when they miss chances or when they don't pass the ball to him. But as a captain, it's not all about that. So you guys need to work something out on the training pitch. Understand your players. I was listening to Rio Ferdinand and Ryan Giggs in the podcast, and Giggs said something. He said during his time, the players, they communicate. They like, he understands where every player is going to be when he wants to pass the ball. If it was Van Nistelrooy, he knew the position he was going to be. If it was
we've lost Ola. He was making some good points as well. Hopefully we can get him back on what he was saying, but he was absolutely making some good points. We've got Bedrick in the comments saying that Bruno 6% shooting conversion, Højlund 16% shooting conversion rate. Bruno needs to look in the mirror. He's had a shot yesterday and went out for a throw-in from in front of the goal. I remember that. And he's also said that Bruno only has one more non-pen goals than Højlund. I thought we got him back, but it seems that he disconnected again. But I'm sure we'll get his thoughts on it later on. I'm just going to move on to our next topic, our next segment, which involves Matheus Cunha, Jerome. And as you know, last week, news circulated that Manchester United are interested in signing Matheus Cunha. They've already spoken to the player and agreed personal terms. It's about agreeing that minimum release clause of £62.5 million. Fabrizio Romano 2 days ago claimed that United really believe that the deal for Cunha can be agreed very quickly due to the release clause in his contract. United are ready to trigger Cunha's £62.5 million release clause, but are planning to pay in installments, meaning talks with Wolves must be held. So as you guys know, a minimum release clause needs to be met in order for the player to go. Manchester United looking to pay a minimum release clause in installments. That's new to me. You know, I don't think that's possible, but we'll see. For Matheus Cunha, we are entering into important days, says Romano. As I told you, Manchester United are in a very advanced talks to sign Matheus Cunha. They really believe at Manchester United that they can close this deal for Cunha very soon. Why? Because they are preparing to pay the minimum release clause, but in installments. And as I need contact with Wolves, the contact with the players' side are going very well. Matheus Cunha is keen on the move. The project is attractive. The salary is being discussed. So let's wait for the final steps of the story. But the agreement between Cunha and Manchester United is not expected to be a problem. Manchester United will be ready to pay that money to Wolves. So the expectation is to see Matheus Cunha as the first sign of the summer for Manchester United. That's the idea. That's the plan. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Matheus Cunha, Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano said the deal is almost close. What's your feelings towards Manchester United looking for a player like Matheus Cunha, Jerome? Are you for it?
I'm definitely for it. I can't lie. I'm looking forward to the prospect of getting Cunha in. I can't lie, I'm surprised that it looks like he's choosing United over other clubs, even though it is possible that he might not be playing in Europe next season. So that shows that he's got a strong desire to play for us, and that's the kind of players that you want. Hopefully it's not money motivated. Obviously everyone wants to get paid, but hopefully he's coming here because he loves the club, first and foremost. And if that's the case, then I'll be delighted to have him on board. In terms of the profile, I think he's the type exactly what we need. We need a proper number 10 that can create and dictate play, as well as play up front and score goals as well. So he's versatile. So we can use him for 2 different positions. And I think that's what really appeals to United. So it's like 2 different players in one, essentially. So like, if we got injuries and stuff like that, then he can accommodate 2 positions. So I can see why United are interested in him. And he's at the right age. I think he's 25. I think he's going to be 26 later this year. So he hasn't even hit his prime age yet. And he's got real quality. You can see that for a Wolves side that was battling relegation early in the season. You could see that they weren't really, even though they were in those relegation positions, you could see that they weren't a relegation level team because they had actual real quality. And Cunha is one of them. You could see even when we played against them at Old Trafford, was it not at their ground, and they got their new manager and they just outplayed us. And we're thinking, what? Wolves are battling relegation and they beat us comfortably at their ground. You're just thinking, yeah, it was definitely a false position. Well, I even saw Cunha's goal at the weekend and his 2 assists as well. And when I saw that, I was just shaking my head like, yeah, that's exactly what we need. We need a creator and a goal scorer. We don't even need him to give us 30 goals. We don't need in terms of him as a profile, we don't need him to be like Haaland or someone. If he's going to be creating and scoring goals, then that means that the load of goals is going to be spread across the pitch. And that's what we need. We need a variety of goal scorers. And if we can start having that, then that's how we're going to be able to like start challenging for top 4. Because at the moment, we're not doing nothing up front and we're not really creating genuine chances. And it's just defenders that are popping up with goals here and there. And then obviously got Bruno scoring the penalties when we get them. So yeah, I'll be delighted if we get him. He's got a good attitude as well. I know that some people question his temperament, but I reckon that he's the sort of player. I said it in the group chat last week. He's the kind of personality that we need. We need someone that's just going to be like, don't mess with me sort of thing, and just, having some authority and some aggression and drive on the pitch, like Eric Cantona did. You need someone to drive the team forward. At the moment, our team's just timid. Everyone's just quiet. No one's communicating on the pitch. There's no leadership. Even though Bruno's there, he ain't showing no proper leadership on the pitch, apart from moaning and complaining at the ref or waving his hand in the air at players and stuff. We need proper aggression and drive. And I think Cunha would bring that edge to the team. So yeah, I'll be delighted if we manage to bring him on board, considering that there's other top clubs that are in for him. I know some people say that Brazilians don't usually fare well at Old Trafford, but I think we need to forget about all that myth and just look at the person as an individual, not where they're from, and see if they got the talents and the temperament to perform at the club. Because obviously we know that players that have come here in the past with quality have failed under the pressure. But I just got a feeling that Cunha's personality and confidence in his abilities would help him become a success here if he came.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Ola, thoughts on Matheus Cunha? As Fabrizio Romano said that Manchester United are sure that they can complete the deal for Matheus Cunha as long as they pay their Matheus Cunha's 62.5 minimum release clause. Apparently, Manchester United will want to pay in installments. Your thoughts on Cunha? Is it a good transfer deal? Would he be good for Manchester United? Are you for Cunha or are you against it?
I am for Cunha because I think I've watched him. I've watched him a lot this season, and he has been really good. And I know some people are worried about his attitude or how he there are some things here, but I feel like as long as you do your job on the pitch, get the goals, get the assists, I'm fine. You can have whatever attitude you want to have, as far as it doesn't affect your performance on the pitch. Play really well, get goals, and you can even continue having more of that attitude or that behavior towards anybody because you are doing your job right. And I feel like the reason why he can chat so much and say whatever he wants to say is because he's doing his job on the pitch. And we need players that are hungry, players that can fight, players that are willing and ready to turn up in every single game, no matter how bad it is. Look at the side he's in. He's in a very poor Wolves side that they didn't really do well this season. They struggled a lot this season, and see the amount of goals and assists he has. So now imagine if he is in a better side, a better system, and I feel like he also suits Amorim's system. And the fact that they are willing to collect the money in installment also is something that we need to look at also. And he's just a good profile of player, and I think we need to go for more profile of players like that. Players that are hungry, players that are willing to fight, willing to turn up every day and do their job really well. Not players that are not playing well but will be chatting a lot. I feel like you should not be talking too much, or you should not be all the social media things that we see. I don't really like it if you're not having a good performance on the pitch. And that is why a lot of United players, when they lose games and they come online, start posting videos, pictures, saying we will fight again next week, we will do this. And we are not seeing any performance on the pitch after every single week. So I don't care about how much talk you talk. Just do the work on the pitch, and that is what I want to see. And I think Cunha is a really good player. He has shown us for Wolves that he can do it. And we also, as much as we want to get players from anywhere, we still need Premier League proven players that can come in and hit the ground running. And I think he's one that can actually do that. If he comes in, he can actually start getting the job done immediately. And his returns are showing that, yes, he can get you goals, he can get you assists, and that's what we need. Especially in that number 10 role in this Amorim system, it's going to be a very good signing. But we still need a lot more. I think as much as people will get excited, I am not getting overly excited about any signing this summer. We need a lot more. We need a lot of things to change this summer. A lot of players should leave and a lot of players should come in. And if we are going to do that, we still have a long way to go. I'm going to see good performances on the pitch next season. So, and 4 or 5 players, I'm not too excited. I want to start seeing the job being delivered on the pitch, and that's the most important thing for me.
Yep, same as me. I'm all for Matheus Cunha. You know, earlier on, I thought to myself, yeah, I think if you asked me this time last year, I would have said no, because I always think Manchester United can get better players. But Matheus Cunha have shown himself as a player that has the destiny to play for a bigger club. He was before Wolves. He was at Atletico Madrid, playing for them. Just I reckon maybe it was a situation between him and Simeone. He didn't see eye to eye, or he just wanted to play more first team football. Because I remember when we played Atletico Madrid, when Anthony Elengo scored, Cunha caused us some problems as well. I think he scored. I can't remember, but I think he scored.
Yeah, you just broke up my memory. That was on the route, Philip.
Yeah, he was there. But he's so for a player that can do well for a team that is in a relegation battle and has got more than 10 goals for them. Shows me that he's good enough to make it to the next steps. It shows me that he could be that guy. And the players that we have at the moment right now, Cunha is better than our majority of our number 10s. You know, Amad Diallo's there, but Cunha is way better, much more creative. And we need that creative aspect, that number 10 that can create opportunities. Because, Jerome, we rely on Bruno Fernandes' creativity, and his creativity is risky.
Yeah, I don't like, you know,
he's that magician.
It's funny you say that. Bruno's creativity is different from established number 10's creativity. Like, I get what you're saying. His creativity is like, just ball over the top, run onto it, or a spam ball somewhere, or a sideways pass for a tap in. It's not like a through ball or something like an older guard, or you get what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from, sort of thing. His creativity, it's not like comfortable for our forwards, if you get what I mean. Like our forwards have to still do a lot with Bruno's passing into them. That's why I think that Cunha, he'll be a bit more intricate and add a bit more comfort to our play, not just like spam long balls and expecting someone to win the header or do a bicycle kick or do something crazy. We just need simplicity and coordination and some, structure to our play. Not just off the cuff stuff. And I think that's what it is really. All that off the cuff stuff is what kind of like disrupts our flow. So yeah, we need a proper number 10. I think Cunha, if we got him, he would just come straight into the team, like literally just straight into the starting 11. Like, regardless of who our best player is at United, he will just come straight in. Like Cunha will come in, and then you got to sort out the rest of who's starting and who's going on the bench. That's how highly I rate Cunha.
But one thing I have to say is I'm glad we mentioned that. Last season we praised them for making signings before pre-season, but Manchester United looking to make their signings in April, going in towards May before the season ends. Are we reacting because of where we are in the Premier League? Or are we being proactive that we're planning for the season ahead? What's your opinion? Are we reacting? Because it's nice to see Manchester United trying to do their business now, which tells me that they don't care about selling players right now. They just want to get the players in. They will sell the players, which means that there'll be more players coming in later on in the summer because they will get rid of the players that need to get sold. But to see Manchester United behaving this sort of way, in your opinion, do you think it's a reactive or proactive, or this is a good thing for Manchester United which meaning they're proactive? What's your thoughts on that, guys?
I think they're different. I think
it's strange.
Oh, you go on.
Go on, Ola. What's your thoughts?
Okay, I think it is a bit of both. They are being proactive and also they are being reactive with the fact that this season, I don't think any of us saw this season being this bad. So like this is the worst. This is the lowest level can ever think we are going to be. So they need to be proactive. If they want next season to be better, they need to get every player the coach wants. They need to get them in as early as possible, get them working together, get them trying to build on whatever idea the coach has. Because if they don't do that, that's going to become a problem for us next season too. So I think they are being proactive, but then there is also being reactive because of where we are and the reality of the way things are. Things are really bad, and it needs to change as soon as possible. I think they are working towards getting the signings in early and getting the manager all what he needs to be able to succeed, which is really good. And I think I will keep saying the Europa League is the most important thing now, and whatever magic we are going to do, whatever thing we are going to do to win that, I don't mind a 1-0 win home and away against Atletico Madrid and a 1-0 win in the final. I don't mind, as long as we bring the Europa League home and we are in the Champions League next season, and then we can write off this next season. And anyhow it is, we just need to be ready for, because there's still a lot of players to come in and there's still a lot of players to go out, so there's a lot of business to do. So any easy business they can get done early, that's going to be good. If we can get 2 players in early or even more than that, then we can look at how to get some of the players out and create more space to get in more players. So both ways, it's really looking good. I think this is the first time we're actually getting a job done this early. Yes, it's not finalized yet. We still have to a little bit of things to do, but you can hear the talks from April. I think most times it's June, July, we start hearing speculations and a lot of things. But I think they are really planning on getting this Cunha deal done early. I think I'll need to go because of my network issues and everything. But thanks for having me. I think
let's get your before you sign off. Let's just get your final thoughts, and then you can sign out. So before you go, let's get your final thoughts before.
My final thought is just that, like I said, the Europa League, please, on Thursday, United turn up. I don't know how these players are going to do it. Like I've said, they've really, as United fans, we've seen a lot this season. We've been through a lot. Like a lot of banter, a lot of insults with left, right, center from rival fans and everything. And I think this is the opportunity for us to salvage something this season. We did the same last season with the FA Cup, and I hope we can do it this season with the Europa League. And the Europa League even holds more weight because it's going to get us the Champions League. And we are winning an European trophy, which is also good. And if we can do that unbeaten also, that's going to be something interesting also. I think we just need to take anything out of this season. And all these things I've just mentioned are the only positive we can take now, because everything is done. The league is done and dusted. We are where we are. The FA Cup, we are out. Carabao Cup out. This is the only thing we
and that's it there. I think that's his internet that's cut out. He was right. He said he's got internet issues. Tro, let me bring it to you now. Manchester United being he hasn't finished. He hasn't finished. He's back. You didn't finish your final thoughts. Let you finish. Go on. Go on, Ola. Has he frozen again?
Yeah,
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Ola. I think the internet has defeated you, bro.
Yeah.
The internet has defeated you.
Yeah.
Someone out there doesn't want you to speak, Ola. Someone doesn't want you to speak. I think someone is doing jazz on your internet.
Hopefully,
Jerome,
United's performance ain't like that on Thursday.
I
It's
hope
really
not,
better than
Jerome. Your thoughts? Are we being proactive? Or are we being reactive?
Yeah, I definitely think that we're trying to be proactive. The reason being is because of the nature of the season that we've had. I think that Ineos are under extreme pressure to deliver because they brought in Amorim in November when we all knew that they wanted to sack Etix in the summer and they were under pressure to keep him because some fans were happy with the FA Cup and 8th place. So they gave Etix a chance, even though they knew that he wasn't really the right man based on the second season. So we're already on the back foot already, bringing in a new manager, playing with a back three and a system that effectively is brand new to the squad that we had. They didn't really back him in January. They only just brought in Dorgu, who's a young 20-year-old, unproven left back, to come in a dire situation and a struggling team was asking a bit too much. So I think now they're thinking, right, because we didn't do anything much in January, we're under pressure now to make sure that we deliver this summer. So that's why I can see why they're trying to get deals done early doors. So I wouldn't be surprised that as soon as the season ends, the day after the season ends, in terms of the Premier League, you're going to start hearing some announcements. And I think Cunha will probably be the first one. But yeah, that's the way I see it, really. We need to get as much players in and out as possible and to make sure that they're all in time for pre-season so that Amorim can work with his whole squad on his actual system. We can't have players coming in late just before the start of the season. We need to give Amorim a fair chance to get his system operating because I can't even lie to you, like Amorim is going to be under immense pressure next season. Even if he wins the Europa League, he's going to need to hit the ground running. So I can see why Ineos are probably working hard behind the scenes to make sure they get as much new signings in as possible. And hopefully they're working as well to get players sold on as well. But obviously the selling part's easier said than done. But as long as they're working on bringing players in, then that would hopefully make the selling process easier because players will realise that they're surplus to requirements. So yeah, it's pleasing to see, but I'm not surprised because with this shambles of a season, they need to deliver this summer. So I'm not surprised that they're being proactive now. So at the moment, you would say it looks good on paper in terms of the appointments of like the CEO, Jason Wilcox, and obviously the new structure and Amorim, but obviously the results haven't been good. So yeah, they're going to do as much as they can to get the squad up to scratch.
Christian Vivel, head of recruitment as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all these fancy names and football guys and recruitment experts, but results have been diabolical. So yeah, they need to be proactive. So I'm not surprised.
And they need to have a spot on and cannot miss. It needs to be all hits in the transfer window next season, especially with the sales. Needs to be all hits with a good offer as well, so we can get a good return in our investment. In my opinion, I think it's a bit of both. I think Manchester United are proactive and reactive, but I'm glad to see something happening now, knowing that they see what's going on and they're gonna make some plans because next season we can't be 14th or 15th. Next season we need to see the top half of the Premier League, and they know it. Otherwise, they're just liars and frauds and scammers. That's all I see from them Ineos, But it is what it is. Before we even end, Jerome, let's get our final thoughts. Because, of course, we've got Atletico Bilbao this Thursday. Lord save our souls that we can get a positive result and then get the second leg and win it. Final thoughts, Jerome, before we end the show.
Well, final thoughts is that, as Lauryn Hill said in her album, Nothing Even Matters. That's one of her songs. Nothing even matters. Right now, all that matters is Thursday night in Spain. Literally, I think almost the whole fan base is just checked out of the Premier League. We're not going higher than 14th because everyone above us keeps winning. So we just need to put all our eggs firmly in that Europa League basket and do as much as we can and put a big effort. The players need to give 110% and put up their best performance away from home of the season on Thursday, and hopefully put us in a good position for the second leg at Old Trafford, because right now the Europa League is the only thing that's going to save our season, just like it did last season with the winning the FA Cup.
It is what it is. My final thoughts, Manchester United fans, let's just look only towards the Europa League. You know, I've always wanted us to do well in the Premier League by at least winning the remainder of our games and climb up as high as we can. But these players don't want to. You know, they just don't. But for the Europa League, we're going to bank it all in one basket, even though I'm not 100% confident that Manchester United can go all the way to the finals, because Bilbao's going to be a tough acquisition that we're going to play, and defensively strong. They are higher than us in their domestic league. They're doing well. They've got some good attackers. The William brothers, especially Nico Williams, was going to have a field day with our fullbacks. But let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that they timid down and Manchester United show us a different performance, because in Europe, well, a different kettle of fish, because European football is different from the Premier League. It's not up and down. People allow you to be on the ball and take your time with it as well. So let's just hope that is the case, that they allow us to take our time.
And we're still unbeaten.
We're still unbeaten. That's what everyone's taking. That's the only person they can take, is that we're unbeaten.
Yeah.
You know, this is the B-Tech unbeaten run, by the way, Jerome.
Literally, yeah. It's similar to Ollie's run. You see Ollie's run in the Prem where he just
away. The away run.
But we weren't moving up the table.
Exactly. To me, going away, it's a big thing to be the only team unbeaten in Europe entirely and win the competition. And that will be a great record, and it will set. But it's not the record that I want. My record of unbeaten run is either in the Champions League or in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I value an unbeaten run. That's when I can value an unbeaten run. But in the Europa League, if we was a genuine Europa League team all the time, every season, then I can genuinely be happy that we went to the Europa League and went unbeaten. For example, if I was a Sevilla fan, and that's our competition, I'd be happy to go unbeaten. But we're Manchester United. Like Gary Neville said, this is Manchester United.
Exactly.
You can't be proud of being unbeaten in the Europa League. It is what it is. But guys, smash that like button. Subscribe to Red United TV. Follow Red United TV across all social media platforms by clicking on the description and click on the Linktree link. If you love your shoes, Echo UK link is there for you to buy your shoes by clicking on the link. It is what it is. Live Thursday for the watch along against Atletico Bilbao at 7:45 p.m. UK time. Make sure you guys tune in as well. This video will take you to that video, so make sure you smash the like button and click on the reminder so you can set yourself a reminder for when it goes live on Thursday. You'll be the first one to watch, man. It is what it is. This has been the catch up. All I can say to Manchester United fans, remember to keep it united as much as you can. But most importantly, remember to keep it Red United. Peace and love. Me and Jerome are out. We'll see you next week, Monday. Hopefully, it's a great week and it's better next week. Till next time, peace.